Yeah. Yeah. Alright, no more. Hello. Welcome. Uh, this is the newest, the latest and greatest in the podcast Jaden Game Funny Podcast series. And we do have some guests that will be showing up in a little while. But yeah, we're gonna be doing another podcast. And I guess I should probably provide some backstory. Oh, there's one right now. Uh, you there?
Hey, Lois.
Oh no. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, hello, Toby. Let's crank up that volume a little bit. There you go. That should be fine. If anyone's actually watching this crap, you can let me know if the volume's good or not. But yeah. So, I guess a little bit of backstory for the podcast is that so people at my school um kept memeing about the podcast for a while, and some of them haven't even seen it, but they just kept bringing up podcasts every single day because they knew I had a YouTube channel and I had a podcast. So they always been asking me and always been memeing about, hey, when's the next podcast? And I'm like, I don't want to do another one right now. I'm not planning on doing one soon. But then someone literally gave me $1. They paid me to do this podcast. So you can say that it's sponsored. We can technically say this is a sponsored podcast. So shout outs to Jake P. I'll link his channel in the description of this video once it's uploaded. Uh, Jake P or Jacob, he gave me $1 to do this podcast, so I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll just do the podcast. And we have Toby here. Namco Kid will be joining very soon. He's gotta go take a shower, but I'll be here soon. It'll be a big old, yeah. It'll be it's a podcast extravaganza, I guess. So, I suppose I should let our guests talk a little bit. So, how are you doing on this fine day, Toby?
I just woke up. I'm making breakfast right now.
Oh, you are. Hey,
Yeah.
that's cool. Um, I just had breakfast a little while ago. So, I guess since it is a morning podcast, it's good to talk about. What are you gonna have for breakfast? 'Cause I am curious.
So, Jaden,
Yeah.
what was the question?
Oh, I must have cut out. Sorry. I was just asking what you were gonna do for breakfast.
Just cereal.
Just cereal. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was gonna do cereal, but I had my own wacky idea. So I tried making like a breakfast sandwich. Um, with ham, cheese, and an egg. But I kind of messed it up in multiple different ways. So I guess I'll show this on the actual stream or podcast stream, and you can just see for yourself how glorious it turned out. And I figured, because this sandwich is so terrible, I figured why not take a picture of it under horror movie lighting. So uh yeah. I have made many mistakes, and that is certainly one of them. I should probably turn my mic down a little bit. That might help. There we go. So, yeah, not the greatest. It tasted fine, but just it looked kind of sloppy. Whoops, I did not mean to delete that image. So yeah, you're gonna just do cereal, which is ebig.
Yep.
I had I had that the sandwich. I guess I might as well share it in here, but I just gotta give it the appropriate caption, which is that's the wrong picture actually. I'll give it the appropriate caption of disaster. So yeah, there's that. So anything else you want to talk about right now? Any oh. You might want to maybe turn down your speaker a little bit because you can. It's a bit of an echo, I think. Well, not echo, but like I can kind of hear myself on your end,
All right.
just like a little bit.
Oh, mamma mia! That's some breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, I added too much butter, I think, and I kind of burnt the egg, so
Mm.
it tasted
What else is
fine.
on there? Ham.
It's ham, cheese, and an egg.
All right, then that sounds pretty good. Um,
Yeah, I mean it was good, but just it was just kind of I fucked it up a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. We all make our mistakes every now and then. So do you have any gaming news possibly to share? Anything that you've been doing lately?
nothing much really.
Nothing
I've
much.
just been doing Inktober and the 21 day composition challenge.
All right, that's fair enough. It's good. I never do Inktober because I can never draw something every day. I can never do that. But good luck on yours.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna do something real quick.
All right. So we have a bit of a low, I guess, kind of a low key podcast today. And it's not like well, it's gonna be exciting, of course, but there'll be some fun stuff to do. But I guess you can get like the main idea of today's podcast is drafts. Now, what exactly you may be asking yourself? What is a draft? And we have our third guest right now. So, well,
Alright, I'm here.
yeah, welcome Namco kid.
Hello.
Yeah. So so a draft in sports terms is actually I'm being really rude right now. We should ask how is your day doing? How are you doing this wonderful day, Namco kid?
I'm okay. I'm incredibly tired, but
Yeah,
other than that, I'm fine.
you're fine. Yeah, I was kind of worried that it might be a bit early, but this is meant to be like a
Yeah,
morning.
I think it's a bit too early. I think it's a bit too early, but it's fine.
It's fine.
I'll live with it.
Yeah. Well, this is meant to be a morning show, so
True.
I tried to go later than like usual. I wouldn't be like super rude or cruel. Have it be like at 6 a.m. or something.
Yeah. That's fine.
So do you have any have you done anything besides shower? Do you have any plans at all?
Uh, Nothing of real interest.
Nothing really interesting.
No.
That's fine. You know, it's a week. It's a weekend, so it can be, I guess, more relaxed.
Yeah.
So back to what I was gonna say. So I got this idea from the one, the only, the Phil, aka the No Swear Gamer, absolute legend.
I've never heard of him actually.
Oh, he's a good guy. He's actually he's one of my favorites right now.
Alright.
He makes a lot of like informative reviews on games, and he's pretty cool.
Alright.
But he did a special episode of his 7800 Game by Game podcast where he drafted certain 7800 games, and drafts in sports terms is, according to Wiktionary.org, a system of assigning rookie players to professional sports teams. So we're doing that, but with games, and we're going to be assigning them to different people in our group, and
Alright.
we each get 15 picks, and
Okay.
there's a 70 to go through. We're not going to go through all of them, of course, but we'll each have like
Okay.
15, and
I'm just flipping through the list to make sure there's none of these games. There's no game missing from here.
yeah. I mean, there is one notable exception, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
I got this from arcadehistory.com, which is a website that apparently is, I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine, but
Yeah, I've used it before. I don't personally consider it to be reliable, I suppose, because I guess mainly with release dates, because they'll have like dates for certain games that like contradict like a lot more reliable sources. I've encountered that a lot in the past.
yeah,
Like
like
I think on like the page they have for Galaga, it says it came out in like December 1981, but it came out in like October.
let's
So
see.
I don't really use it as a source. Mainly
Actually,
because it's also just user generated content and
hmm.
that
Well, apparently
that just gives
it says it actually. Sorry, I keep interrupting.
no, it's okay. I was gonna
I went to the page for Galaga. It says September, but
yeah, it came out in September. It came out in Japan in September, and it came out in America in October.
so I guess it's just by Japanese release dates, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then the Marvel Land page has a copyright of 1989. And actually, even on the page itself, it says later that came out in 1990.
Yeah, I was actually I was trying to fix that, but my laptop crashed and I lost my progress. But it came out in February of 1990, and I do have a
February.
source for it. Let me go find it.
Yeah. This says January, but it's supposed to be February, I guess.
I don't know.
But well, I guess I'll link that in there.
Release dates are a bit hard to verify, I think, unless they're coming from like actually reliable places, you know, like IGN, for instance, or if they're like from official company like release documents,
Yeah.
then
Especially with games like this that are this old, it's hard to track down release dates for a lot of them.
yeah, because they don't really archive this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
really, because they didn't really understand how important this would be
Yeah.
later on.
Unfortunately, but
We don't even know which day Pac-Man was released. because it was test marketed on May 22nd, 1980, but it didn't actually get released in Japan until July.
July. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really weird that people say it came out on May 22nd because I have like this pretty extensive list of sources that say it came out in July.
Well, they're probably just thinking the test market date, and that's kind of. I can't consider that to be when it was officially. Well, not officially released, but it was like when it was first ever put in a public place. So that's kind of.
Yeah, and Namco also considers the test market date to be when it was released. That's why they celebrate Pac-Man's birthday on May 22nd.
You can consider it to be any of those days, probably.
Yeah.
And that's just what I consider.
I thought it's just July 1980.
Yeah.
I
Like-
think Xevious is sort of similar. It came out in January 83, but I believe it was test marketed in December 82.
Hmm.
Well, I'll need to double check.
Maybe that's why some say it came out in '82.
Yeah, there's a lot of sources that say it came out in 1982, which isn't correct. Namco says it's from 83, January 83. And, yeah.
Kind of like how the NES was technically test marketed in October of '85, but then came out until '86.
Yeah. The NES wasn't given a public release until 86. 1985, that's when it was test marketed in New York.
Yeah, New York and it was like that whatever New York, New Jersey, and somewhere else.
That's why most people didn't have an NES until 86 or 87.
Yeah.
I guess on the talk of Nintendo, nobody actually seems to know when the original Super Mario Bros. Came out.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was like a big mystery, or is a big mystery.
We know when it came out in Japan, which is September 13th, 1985, but the North America, they feel as though it's like 1985. But Nintendo seems to sort of say it's from October. They kind of list it as like coming out in October 1985, but no actual date.
Huh.
And it's kind of weird, I think.
I think it was probably a launch title at least, but I'm not.
Yeah, it was a launch title for the system.
I'm not.
But
We just don't know the exact day.
Yeah, we don't know when it actually came out. Because Super Mario Bros. Also came out as like a standalone cartridge. It didn't come with like Duck Hunt or anything.
Yeah, I have the standalone version. That was actually the one I got first.
I have the combo pack of Duck Hunt.
Oh. Well, I have that.
I couldn't even play Duck Hunt.
I have that.
I played Duck Hunt for a while because it didn't have a CRT or the Zapper game.
Yeah. Well, I originally had a CRT, then moved on to like a flat screen. But yeah,
I found my CRT for like I literally got it for free. My dad was taking a walk and he saw it like on the side of the road. There's like a sign on it that said like free TV, works great. And he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I found this CRT. We wanted one for a while." So we had to take the car down there, and that thing is so heavy. It was ridiculous to try to get into the house.
Yeah.
It's a good thing my house isn't like 2 stories tall or 3, because that would have been like impossible to get it up the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Um.
Yeah, mine is in my closet right now, so if I don't have any room for it at the moment. But that was what I used first before I got my flat screen.
Yeah, I have a flat screen TV as well. It's what I used to play my Wii, my Xbox 360, my Switch, and all that. But for like stuff like the NES and the PC Engine, I just use the CRT.
E.
Or even the PS2.
Oh yeah. I just have a lot of good memories using my CRT mostly. Because I used it a ton when I was younger. So I just have like.
Yeah, we used to have a CRT, but like I broke it, so we had to get a different TV. This one was like 3 or 4 years old.
Also, I just realized I didn't notice before, but we have our good friend Ptolemy. in chat right now.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, he's hanging out.
Oh, wow.
Super Mario in real life.
Yeah.
It's a classic video.
Alright, I'm back.
I used to
Hey.
watch that kind of stuff.
Hey Toby.
Hey, Jaden.
Yeah. So yeah, I got like it's kind of funny because in a while I didn't even know about the Mario Duck Hunt combo because I had Mario on its own first and then got Duck Hunt and then got the one with track meet on it.
Yeah, I actually saw the triple cart that had world class track meet on it at the game store
Yeah.
a few months ago. But like, I heard the game wasn't that good, and I already had Mario and Duck Hunt, so I didn't get it.
I like track meet just fine, but it's not the greatest game in the world.
Have you seen the triple cart that has Super Mario Bros, Nintendo World Cup, and Tetris on it?
Yeah, that was the European exclusive one, I believe.
Yeah, what? Nintendo World Cup is like the European name for something else. I don't remember what it was. Was it like? Let me see.
I think it was called World Cup in America as well. Because I have Nintendo World Cup.
Yeah, it's like it's a European localization of Niketsu High School Dodgeball Club Soccer,
Oh yeah.
which is part of the
Kun
Kunio-kun
yeah,
games,
Kunio-kun series.
which is like River City Ranch Dodgeball and all that.
Yeah, and Super Dodgeball and all those games.
Super Dodgeball is like one of the best sports games on the NES.
I heard it's really good, but I never actually played it.
It's really fun.
I will say though that I do really love Nintendo World Cup. That's like one of my favorite NES games ever. World Cup is a lot of fun.
I've never even heard of it until I heard Triple Card. Excuse me.
Oh, I have the double card that has that and Super Spike V-Ball on it.
Ah.
Yeah, and I have that on its own as well. It's a great game. It really is. You should check it out.
Hmm. I don't know. I've never been that big on sports games, aside from like golf or like tennis. I don't think.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, there are some good ones. I mean, I like that, and I like I think both that and ice hockey are both really fun NES games. Ice hockey is amazing on NES.
Yeah, I heard you really like ice hockey.
Yeah, ice hockey and Blades of Steel are both a lot of fun.
I saw ice hockey at the game store has like a lot of NES games, especially a lot of the launch titles. I did see ice hockey there, but it was like, it's just ice hockey. Not sure.
Yeah, well,
So I bought City Connection instead.
that one is fun too, but you'd be surprised at how good ice hockey is. It's really fun, especially with two players.
I'm going to that game show in Portland, so I'll look out for it.
Yeah,
Is it like a how much does it usually go for?
it's pretty common. It should be like a few bucks at most.
Alright, let me see.
It's pretty common. I got mine for like I think like 4 or something. 4 or 5.
This is like a $2 game. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Well, except Walmart is selling this for 42.
Walmart.
So $2 to 40.
Field goal for NES when?
Not sure.
That is a horrible.
There's NES Maker, which is like a programming tool for making NES games. So
Yeah,
some will make it.
I need to get that at some point, but I don't have the money for it. Maybe like for Christmas I'll get it or something.
It's like I don't remember how much it was, but it's like 100 or 200.
Yeah, I don't think it's 100.
Or is it? I'm not sure how much it was. Was it like 50 or 60?
Probably more like that. I don't imagine them charging 100 for like an NES development thing.
Yeah.
I think the more important question though is when are we gonna get NES King and Balloon?
That is a great question. I mean, King and Balloon got an MSX version, so
They could just yeah.
I think that's the closest we'll ever get.
Yeah.
A game I'd really like to see an NES version of is Hack Attack.
Pack Attack?
I think that'd work well in NES. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Pack Attack never really did much
I always
for
had a
me.
thing for that game.
I don't know. I always preferred I was always preferred like stuff like just Tetris and like Puyo Puyo.
Oh yeah, well Hack Attack's not nearly as good as like Tetris or like Columns or anything, but I think it's an interesting game.
I don't know.
Even if it is just a reskin of some Japanese arcade game
Mm,
that never got released overseas.
mm. It never did much for me, but it's not a bad game either. So do you want to get into the main, I guess, topic, or I suppose
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
the draft, the giraffe. As we take a look at
Yeah, the Namco 70 game Giraffe.
as we take a look at this graph, graph.
Giraffe. Let's look at the Namco Giraffe.
Graph.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I kind of fresh, not gonna lie. All right. So for who's picking games first, I just kind of did it in the random order. Toby will go first, and then Namco Kid, and I'll go last because I should not go first because that would just be not fair.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
yeah. So Toby, do you have the list?
Yes, I have the list and I am looking.
So you get to have the first pick, and once you pick, you have to explain, not too in depth, just a little bit why you chose that game.
He means a lot to me.
You love Mappy? That's great. Well, we're not gonna.
Mappy is my life.
Mappy's a great game.
It is a great game. We're not gonna play them though. We're just drafting. We're just picking games just for our personal collection. I just had a backstory actually. Let's do a backstory for this. So let's say this is our. Let's just come up with this really shitty backstory. So the backstory goes as follows. You walk to the mysterious house with your. You walk with you three friends all go walk to this mysterious house. It's like the Splatter House. You go to the Splatter House.
The West Mansion?
The West Mansion. That's right. I forgot it was called the West Mansion. Go to the West Mansion. You're walked inside. But you have every you find a room after slashing your way through some ghouls like you
Decapitating their heads?
yeah.
Like the Slide.
You find a room. And the room just happens to have every Namco arcade game pre-1990.
No Tekken? Oh well.
Yeah, unfortunately. But they have everything there. But there's a catch. You can only one person can have each game. No, you cannot share games with people, so you must choose wisely. Or else
I am happy with Mappy.
Jaden Houghton is dead in Syria. That is false information.
I didn't know that.
Jimbo expansion pack. I'm dead in Syria, so I'm not even doing this podcast right now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. All right. So, Mappy. Let's just save this as a separate file. So Toby has.
I have the list opened up in Notepad. I'm just gonna be removing games as people pick them, so I don't accidentally pick the same one.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do as well. So Toby has Mappy. It's all his. He gets to keep Mappy all for himself. So, Namco Kid, you get to pick your first game.
Okay. It's gonna be tough because there's two games I really want.
You gotta hope you don't. You gotta hope that you're the first person to pick it.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go with Xevious. I think Xevious is probably my favorite Namco game alongside Pac-Man. I think it's very well designed. It's very important. It's probably one of the most important shoot 'em up games ever made, and I think it's just still a fun game.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a good.
yeah, I own Xevious on like quite a few systems. Uh, Mostly like digital releases like the Xbox.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'll go with Xevious.
yeah, it's a good
And
choice.
Super Xevious as well.
Yeah, you get both Super Xevious and regular Xevious, so a good choice
Yeah,
for you.
I got Xevious and the harder Xevious.
Yeah. So my first choice, I'm gonna go with the obvious one. I gotta go with Toy Pop. Toy Pop is like one of my favorite games ever. I had to include it. It's one I loved when I was younger. I love the characters. I love the music. I love the cute graphics. Just how fun it is. Especially I love the 2-player co-op in the game. It's just it's a great game. So I had to pick it.
Yeah.
And also, it's kind of a Christmas game in a way. So, when Christmas comes around, you can play that to celebrate because it's about toys and presents, and it's kind of Christmassy in a way.
Yeah.
Archer's American.
Acha's American, exactly. She cannot be She cannot be Russian because Russians have darker skin than that.
That'll
Alright,
remain
so
a classic for me.
It's a classic funny. All right, Toby, you get to pick next.
Ooh. Okay, I will go with Sky Kid
Ooh,
because I love the music
I was gonna pick
and I like to drop bombs.
I like to drop bombs. All right, so he's a fan of, I guess, war games, I suppose.
And not really. I just like flying in a plane and hearing a little happy carnival music.
Happy
My
Carnival.
dad really likes Sky Kid. Like that's probably his favorite Namco game alongside Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, Sky Kid can be fun. It's not my favorite, but it is a fun game. All right, good choice. Namco Kid, you are next. What will be your next choice?
Alright, this is a game that means a lot to me. I'm going with Pac-Man.
Oh,
1980 original. Pac-Man's the first video game I ever played. It's really what introduced me to video games, and it's for me probably my favorite game of all time. Even like I don't know, like 16 years later. It's very well designed. It was very important. It's probably one of the best games ever made. Uh, it's brilliant in terms of its gameplay because it's so simplistic yet it's so difficult to master. And I think it's just as fun today as it was back in 1980.
yeah. It's a good.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It,
Pac-Man was my first game as well.
I think it was mine as well. Actually, I had like an LCD version of it. But yeah, good choice. Good explanation. Um,
I'm really glad I got those two games because those are my two favorite Namco games. So
yeah, it's good.
I don't really care too much about what I get next. So
Yeah, just
all right, yeah,
all
I'm
right.
going with Pac-Man.
Yeah. So my next game, I'm kind of surprised I actually get to pick this one. I'm gonna go with Galaga.
Ooh.
Galaga is like, in my opinion, like a perfect game in a way. Cause,
Yeah, I agree.
cause Galaga, like, Galaga is a game I can go back to like anytime I want. It's just like, it's so simple but just complex enough. Like it has, like the best part about it, like all the little details. Like they have like a hit ratio at the end of at the game. Like they didn't need to do that, but it's kind of neat. And like the
Yeah,
mute.
Galaga I think is one of Namco's most important and influential titles. It's been ported to really everything under the sun, and it's a pretty important game in its own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's like the different music they play. Like it's really one of like Namco's. It really showed like their like I guess musical skills at the time. Like they're really improving their music in their games.
Yeah, and it's by
Yeah.
the same guy who did the Mappy music,
Yeah, it's a good
Is it?
point.
Nobuyuki Onogi.
Oh yeah, let me see.
It's a good point.
Who made the music now?
So yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
you're right. It's the same guy.
E.
Yep.
So
I think the guy who made, I think the creator of Galaga is one Shigeru Yokoyama, and his colleagues created Dig Dug and Bosconian, and apparently he's like I think he's the president of Bandai Namco Studios, which is the development branch of Bandai Namco that actually develops the games. I think he's part of that. I don't know if he's president, but yeah. Yokoyama
Very
also
interesting trivia.
he also helped create the first Namco museum on PlayStation.
yeah, that's cool.
That's probably why Galaga's on there,
Yeah,
because he made that too.
fun facts for today. Lots
Yeah,
of
he's the
fun facts.
producer.
Yeah. So yeah, Galaga I just
Yeah.
see as a game I can go back to like anytime I want, and it'll still be just as fun. So I'm going with Galaga. Toby, you're up next.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so the next game I will pick, it's not Pac-Man, it's not Pac-Man Plus, but it's Miss Pac-Man.
Miss
Okay.
Pac-Man.
Even though Pac-Man will still remain a classic, Miss Pac-Man will always be better than Pac-Man. Sorry, Namco kid.
Oh,
It's fine.
well.
Yeah,
I do think Miss Pac-Man's a better game though.
I debated including Miss Pac-Man, but I figured since it was like officially licensed by Namco, like they helped design it and
Yeah,
like license
would.
it.
Yeah, that's definitely a Namco game.
I figured it should count. It should count, and I put Pac-Man Plus as well on there.
Yeah.
It should
I'm
count.
surprised you didn't put Junior Pac-Man on there.
Yeah, that's more of a midway than Namco. Personally, it's not really.
I mean, Namco probably has licensed it, but yeah, I'm not sure if they actually made it.
Yeah.
Not too sure. There's so much mystery around those Midway Pac-Man games and how they actually got the license.
For me, putting Junior Pac-Man's kind of like putting like Professor Pac-Man on there. It doesn't really belong.
We don't need Professor Pac-Man.
No, we do not. We do not need Professor Pac-Man.
There's a reason it's forgotten.
Yeah. I didn't even know it existed until I played Pac-Man World 3 and I read the timelines. Like, well, what's this Professor Pac-Man game? And then I learned about it and realized, yeah, there's a reason why no one talks about it. So, you want to pick the next game?
All right.
I suppose.
One sec. I'm scrolling for this list. I think I'm gonna take Dig Dug.
All right.
Dig Dug is. I really like Dig Dug. I don't think it's as important as games or as fun or memorable as games like no, that's not true. The point I'm trying to make is Dig Dug is a pretty unique game because unlike Pac-Man, where you're confined to this enclosed preset maze, you're actually in Dig Dug you're allowed to make your own. I think that adds a lot of strategy to it and all that stuff. And I think it's just also just a very well designed game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason it's been included on so many Namco arcade collections, and it's been ported to dozens of systems.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dig Dug would be mine.
I would agree. And you know what? I was gonna pick Dig Dug too, so I'm kind of, yeah. Oh well.
I like Dig Dug too. I don't understand the hate for that game.
Well, I wouldn't say I was gonna pick Dig Dug as well, but like, I like Dig Dug 2 as well. I might pick that later, but
Don't spoil it.
sorry,
Someone might pick that.
I didn't mean to.
All right.
All
But
right,
yeah, I'm going with Dig Dug.
Dig Dug. Yeah, I love Dig Dug as well. But that's your pick, not mine. So you know what? You know what? Why not? Just to be safe, I'll pick Dig Dug 2 right now. Why not?
Okay.
Because Dig Dug 2 is in a lot of ways pretty similar to Dig Dug 1. So it's just overhead. There's no real digging, but it is very similar. And you don't use rocks, but you use like islands to kill enemies.
Yeah.
You still have the pump. You still like move around in all four directions. You know, it's still pretty similar, but just a different flavor of Dig Dug. But I think it's still a pretty great game, and even
I
had a
think it
good
still
NES
has
port.
the same amount of strategy as Dig Dug, even though it doesn't. It plays really nothing like it. Uh, yeah.
I'd say they play fairly similarly. I don't know if they say they're nothing alike.
I mean, well, you're not really digging underground, which was the whole appeal of Dig Dug. I think. Like you're still using an air pump to inflate enemies and all that.
Yeah, like in Dig Dug 2, you are a bit more, I guess, confined to a certain area. Like you can't really make
Yeah,
you
I
can't really
suppose.
make your own like space kind of. You're kind of like just taking off space, which might be a bit. It's a bit different, but I think it still works. I think it still works great.
Yeah,
I
I
enjoy it.
suppose.
Yeah, I'm going with Dig Dug 2 just to have it because no one else would probably pick it, so I'm having it all to myself. So Toby, you get next pick.
Uh, let's see here. I'll go with Gapless, aka Galaga 3.
Oh, Gapless rocks. That
Yeah,
doesn't get loved. No one loves Gapless, it seems, which is
yeah. I played it recently on a multicade, and I forgot how fun it was.
Yeah, I like Gapless.
yeah.
I think it's a lot of
I,
fun.
I really like Gapless. That's a good game.
I wouldn't say it's as good as Galaga. I feel like that's probably.
No, no, it doesn't come close to being as good as Galaga.
I think it's close, but like not like Galaga. I think is just a bit better. I think they're both great games though.
Yeah. Um.
So I guess you can go next.
All right. Um. I'm gonna try picking a later game, just so we're not just picking like all the '80s stuff first.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
I'm
mean
gonna go with
it's
Assault.
yeah. I mean this is all 70s and 80s, but you know it's a later one,
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
16-bit.
Yeah, I'm picking Assault and Assault Plus.
Yeah, you get both.
I first played Assault on Namco Museum Volume 4, and I was really surprised to see how fun it was. I really like the twin stick controls. I think it makes you feel like you're actually controlling the tank. Uh, I really like the gameplay. It's fun, it's addictive, it's easy to learn and hard to master. Uh, I really like the visual effects, like how the background turns around the player as you move. Uh, the music's pretty good. Yeah, I just think it has all the fundamentals of a great game, and I don't think it's really appreciated that much, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
that's a
don't
really
think
fun
I've
game.
heard of it.
And if Namco makes another arcade collection, I'm really hoping they put it on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine's is Assault.
Yeah. That's one I actually have never played before, but Assault is a yeah, it's
It's
interesting.
really fun. I do think Assault Plus is probably superior in a lot of ways. It's longer, first of all, and the difficulty is pretty high, which I think adds a lot more challenge. But that's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going with Assault.
I'll have to play that next time I go to the arcade. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw an arcade. I saw an official Assault arcade cabinet, but it was broken, so I didn't
Uh,
buy it.
well, I know that Galloping Ghost has it, so I'll probably have to play it next time I go. 'Cause I never really played it before, but I'll check it out at some point. Um, anyways, my next pick is gonna probably be. I was gonna do this earlier, but I'm just gonna do it right now. King and Balloon is my next pick.
I knew you'd pick that.
King and Balloon, like
I
what?
mean, you have the world record on this game, after all.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to like make a big deal about it, but just well, the thing is, I think that King and Balloon is like genuinely a better game than Galaxian. I think it improves on it in many different ways. I like just the characters. I like just the gameplay and how much strategy there is to it. Just how difficult it can get later on. I mean, it's a pretty challenging game actually. So I don't know. I just think it's a lot of fun and it's one that people don't talk about too much. So I'm picking King and Balloon as my next game.
All right.
It's not one that has that many ports either. Like, it's not a very ported game, so
I think the only like contemporary home port is the MSX.
yeah, MSX.
Unless there's like some other really obscure like European or Japanese console I'm forgetting.
I don't think it was on any European systems. I don't think. But yeah, I'm going with that one because it's just it's a forgotten classic, in my opinion, anyways. So Toby, you're next.
Alrighty.
Alright.
I will go with Dragon Spirit.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is great.
I've had a bit of history with this game, man. Because I started getting into Namco stuff when I played Namco Museum 50th Anniversary for PlayStation 2, and it was one of those games. And
Oh yeah, that's
I like
right.
how different it was.
That's how I first played it as well. Actually, it was on 50th anniversary, and I was like, I was always kind of fascinated by it, just because it was like nothing I ever has really seen before.
Mine was on Namco Museum Virtual Arcade for the 360. This would introduce me to a lot of Namco games like Baraduke, Metro Cross, Pac-Mania, all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like Dragon Spirit.
Dragon Spirit's fun. I think personally I prefer the NES version just because it's a bit easier. But
The NES version also adds more levels as well.
Huh.
So
yeah, has cuts
at least.
has cutscenes. It has has like the fairies in there. So it's kind of like a definitive version, I guess. Well, maybe not definitive, but it's a good version of Dragon Spirit. So you get next pick, Namco Kid. What are you gonna go with?
Well, I actually said this earlier, so it might not be that big of a surprise, but I'm gonna pick Pac-Mania.
Pac-Mania.
Ooh.
All right, that's a good one.
Pac-Mania is, I think, a really good sequel to Pac-Man. It doesn't like have all these stupid gimmicks that they're just that fall on its face. I think it's an actual evolution for Pac-Man. Like, first of all, it's in 3D, which is what games during that time were trying to be, and you can jump over the ghosts, which adds quite a bit of strategy to it. But it's still the core Pac-Man gameplay is still there. You're still eating pellets. You're still avoiding ghosts. There's still power pellets you can eat to defeat the ghosts. There's still bonus items you can eat, and it's still Pac-Man. And yeah, I really like the jumping mechanic. That's something that I think a lot of Pac-Man games need to seriously put in. Like, come on, where'd it go? I also like the sort of perspective angle they gave it. I think that makes it a lot more unique compared to other maze games from that time, which there are actually quite a few. Yeah, I really like the soundtrack's also amazing as well. I really like that game's music. In fact, I even own it on iTunes. And considering that the creator of Pac-Man, Mr. Iwatani, even assisted in development of this, I think this is probably one of my favorite Pac-Man sequel games.
Yeah, all good points. I like Pac-Mania as well.
True.
All very good points. And you know what? I realized I don't have a Pac-Man game on my list yet, actually, so I figured I might as well go with one. I'm gonna go with Super Pac-Man.
Ooh.
Super Pac-Man. I'm pretty good at that game.
Yeah, it's
I'm not that much of a fan.
I think either that. It's hard to pick between Miss Pac-Man or Super Pac-Man, but I think Super might be like one of my favorite Pac-Mans, if not my favorite Pac-Man. I feel like it's more accessible. Maybe not more accessible, but it's a bit easier to get into than Pac-Man, just because like the super powers make you go really fast, and you know, It's you can go through ghosts and stuff, but I mean it still has a lot of strategy like regular Pac-Man. You know, it has some new ideas like the slot machine in the middle, and like of course the super pellets. And I also like how the ghosts will stop every now and then, it's like just to give you a little break, I guess, just because you know without having those two green pellets, it's pretty hard to get away from the ghosts. But it's still mostly similar. Instead of dots, you're just eating fruits, but you know, or foods, but it's still you're still eating things, and you know
Should I mention my dad hates this game? He hates Super Pac-Man.
why.
He just despises it because it plays almost nothing like the original Pac-Man.
I wouldn't say that. It's still.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either. You're still eating
I don't know.
stuff.
You have to ask him. He really doesn't like this game.
I don't know. You're still eating dots. You're still eating ghosts. It's a different take on Pac-Man. I don't know if it's really an evolution of Pac-Man, but it's a different
Well, you're not
take on
eating
it.
dots in Super Pac-Man.
Well, you're eating
eating those
things.
Well, the
parts.
power pellets. I think that's what he
Yeah,
meant.
the power pellets are still there.
You're eating power. You're eating foods. You're still eating things. It's not like Pac and Power. You're eating like
Eating sneakers
nothing.
in Super Pac-Man.
Yeah, there's also the keys. The keys are also like a neat concept. And you have to like, kind of
Yeah, alright.
you have to like kind of like decide if you want to go fast or not, because the faster you go, the harder it becomes to control. So actually, when you master that speed, you can become be pretty good at the game if you can control that much speed. But I think it's a
I
great.
can actually get to round 12 of this game without dying.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever gotten that far. I don't think I have. But this is one I really do enjoy. And it's one that also is not really that famous actually. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Super Pac-Man, which I have trouble saying, but yeah, one of my favorites.
Super Pac-Man.
So
You
back
seen
to
the Pac-Man cereal that has like the Super Pac-Man marshmallows on it?
oh yeah, the big Pac-Mans. That's
Yeah, the
I wish they
extra chunky Pac-Man.
I wish they still sold that cereal, but of course they don't.
It's just Lucky Charms, really.
But
It's just a giant bowl of diabetes.
but
Really?
it's Pac-Man though. You gotta it makes it special. We cannot have nice things nowadays.
Mhm. Well, Namco sure loves making Pac-Man merchandise and all sorts of weird collaborations, so they might make another Pac-Man cereal.
Maybe. I mean, they have like
Alright, so
they have like Galaga headphones, so
yeah, I've actually seen those at GameStop not too long ago.
yeah,
So yeah, what's the next one gonna be?
yeah. Toby, it's your turn. We're on like round 6, I believe. It's the 6th round.
Yep, you're right. I've been keeping track.
Yee.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we have. Hmm. This is gonna be a hard one. I will go with. I'll just.
So it's getting a lot of the good ones are gone now. So it's
Oh, there's still some really good ones.
yeah, but it's a bit harder to pick now. It's kind of hard to choose.
All right. I am going to pick Bosconian.
Ooh,
Bosconian.
that's a fantastic game. I kind of wanted to get that one.
That's a really good game. I really like Bosconian.
Yeah, Bosconian is like one of the is like criminally underrated. I think it's one of Namco's best
Well,
games ever.
I'm seriously sick of people calling this a ripoff of Asteroids. It plays nothing like Asteroids.
Who
Stop
be,
calling it
Exactly.
an Asteroids ripoff.
who says
It's
that?
Talking Heights.
Does anyone actually
Plus,
believe that? That's horrible.
Bosconian has Blast Off the voice stuff.
Yeah, the voice.
Blast off.
Yeah, for the time it was a pretty impressive game actually, because it was like it could scroll in like I think like 8 directions and like
Yeah, you had 8 directional movement and like this big open screen with like all this stuff.
kind of like an early example of like an open world game almost, kind of
Sorta,
Mhm.
yeah, it's
in a way.
at least a pioneer in that regard.
Yeah, and it was like it's just a really fun game with a lot of strategy, especially like trying to shoot the bases and like all the enemies coming at you. Like it's a really intense game and one that I really really love.
There's God, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. It probably wasn't important.
Oh, we're gonna talk about like home ports maybe, or like
Yeah, I don't really think it got ported to a lot of systems. I know
just
there's a Commodore 64 version, and there's
yeah
also that excellent remake on the Sharp X60 8000. But
yeah.
I can't think of it.
But I got
Oh,
That's the one I like.
it was on the
Bosconi is also on this thing called the Sword M5, which is this really obscure Japanese home computer from the
Yeah,
early
I've
80s.
never heard of it. I've heard of the X68000 though.
Yeah, the
That version
X68000
has
version is
music.
like I'd basically call it Bosconian arrangement in a way. It's really fun. It's
Yeah.
got good
Plus,
music.
the music was done by none other than Yuzo Koshiro.
Yes, that's why it sounds so good.
yeah. I have not yet played that version, but I'll have to at some point. I have played the MSX version and also the
Right, it was
Atari.
on MSX as well.
Yeah, there were also Bosconian did make its way to the Atari systems thanks to like homebrew devs, so you can play it.
Yeah, there's like Draconian and
Yeah,
all that
Draconian
stuff.
for Atari 2600, and on the Atari 8-bit got like a regular port, just called
Yeah.
Bosconian. So you can play it
There's
on
all
there.
Bosconian was whoa, that was a voice crack.
Wait,
Whoops.
wasn't
But
Bosconian on
Bosconian was gonna be ported
MSX as
to
well?
Yeah, I said
the
it was on
to
MSX.
Famicom,
Yeah,
but
The Famicom version got canceled, I believe.
yeah, because Namco didn't really know how to do like that sort of multi-directional like open world sort of thing quite yet. And when they did, the Bosconia would look pretty dated in comparison to other games,
Yeah,
so they scrapped it.
that's kind of a shame. But at least we have the arcade version now on like every system you can imagine. So
They put on quite a few Namco Museum collections.
yeah, it's on the first volume. That's where I first played it and fell in love with
Yeah,
it.
it's on Volume One. It's on Virtual Arcades, on Battle Collection.
I love how the room in Volume 1 is like a space room with like a little Bosconian base flying around.
You know, it's actually the smallest room in the game, and
Oh
it has the illusion of being this really big thing, but it's really tiny.
yeah, I always kind of thought it like went on forever, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I don't know how anyone didn't pick this earlier, but I'm gonna go with this game's from 1989, and it's The Legend of Valkyrie,
Ooh, that's a good one.
or Valkyrie Nodes and Setsu.
Yeah, this is a good
That
I
pick.
was
is
hoping
a
Jaden would pick that.
really, really fun game. I have the Japanese Wii Virtual Console version, and it is excellent. Very fun action RPG. It's great with a second player. It's memorable. It's colorful. The characters are great. I love the music. A lot of strategy and like all sorts of stuff you can do. Really fun. It's pretty tough though, but it's a great game.
Yeah.
It's really upsetting that it's pretty much forgotten.
Yeah, that's what I need to like play more of at some point because that was also one that never really got like a major console port except for like PC Engine. But it was never on. It
It
was
did
never.
get ported to the PlayStation on Namco Museum Volume 5,
Yeah, there's
where it's
that, but
fully translated.
that's pretty hard
But
to find though nowadays.
well, it's gonna be on the PC Engine Mini, so
Oh, that's
that'll be
true.
nice.
You play it there. Yeah, I never got like port to SNES or anything, which is kind of a shame. But that's one I need
Yeah,
to.
like there was a spin-off of Valkyrie on NES, but it only came on Japan and I think Europe. Uh, but it's not Valkyrie Nodes and Setsu. It's a completely different game.
Yeah, that's one I need to play more of at some point. That's a really pretty game and has a lot of great music and a lot of great character to it.
Yeah, that is a fantastic, probably one of the best games that Namco's ever
Yeah.
made. At least one of their best 70s or 80s games. It's one of the best. So
So
yeah.
I'll go with another for my pick, I guess. I'll go with another later game. This came out in '88, a year before. Surprised no one picked this before, but I'm gonna go with Splatterhouse.
Ooh,
Splatterhouse.
nice.
Splatterhouse is a really, really good game. Like it's fantastic. I think I love like the depressing sort of like gloomy atmosphere. The sort of like really like not really bloody, but just like really gory monsters in the game. Like I love like the plot twist near the end. I love just the music, the atmosphere of it, the gameplay. It's really like a really sort of dark game for Namco standards, but it's a lot of fun, and I think it really, you know,
Yeah,
it's
Splatterhouse really broke the sort of kiddie image or cool image that Namco had, because Namco's had like their cutesy games like Pac-Man and Mappy and all that. They had like their more serious games like Galaxian and Galaga.
well, those are more
Then you
like
get something like Splatterhouse, which has like decapitation, like hanging. There's like blood and guts everywhere.
well,
It's
Galaga was
really
more like
violent.
Galaga had like cute little aliens that you'd shoot and stuff like that, and little bugs. But like I think with Splatterhouse, it's not just the fact that it's gory, but it's also like depressing kind of, just because like well I won't
Splatterhouse is also probably one of their earliest like actual violent video games before stuff like Mortal Kombat.
yeah that was before
I'm
all
legit
that
surprised that nobody really knows a whole lot about this game
yeah
because it's for 19. I mean, it never even came out of the United States because no other distributor wanted to take it because it was so violent. So it was only stay in Japan until the TurboGrafx. I think the TurboGrafx version of Splatterhouse is really what made the system sell well at first, but then it quickly died down.
yeah unfortunately.
I like Splatterhouse. I think the first time I played was actually on the Namco Museum Collection for Switch. That's the very first time I played the original.
Yeah,
And
I
god
think
damn, is that a hard game?
it
That is a
is
really hard game.
it is challenging. I think I emulated it first, but yeah, I think it's just it's not just like a it's not just a game about violence. It's also like a game that has like an actually good story to it, which was kind of rare for the '80s. Like it had an actual
Yeah,
like engaging
a lot of
plot.
arcade games didn't really have storylines.
See,
Splatterhouse did.
that made it unique, and it was actually a really fun game. So,
Yeah, Splatterhouse, you would like murder the person you were trying to rescue.
ooh,
Become a monster.
yeah, kind of a spoiler
I
there.
hope I didn't spoil the. I hope I didn't spoil it.
Well, you kind of did, but oh well, it's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's 30 years old. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Toby,
sorry.
it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Toby's next.
Yes, I am next. So the next game I will pick is Galaxian.
Hmm,
Galaxian.
it's fair.
Game doesn't get a whole lot of love.
Yeah.
Or Galaxian.
Even though I'm not a fan of it and I suck at it, I find the hardware to be interesting, mainly because it's used in a lot of bootleg versions.
Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff floating around.
Pac-Man on Galaxian hardware.
Galaxian, I think, is It's definitely Namco's. It's the game that put Namco on the radar because, I mean, it's so visually different from Space Invaders.
It was
It
their
has like these colorful enemies, has this scrolling star field. There's jingles. There's
first
like
really big game.
you get more points for shooting enemies in like specific places. It was such a big game, and it's really one of Namco's landmark titles because it was just so influential and so important.
Yeah, I'd say Galaxian's also different enough from Galaga to like make it to have like its inclusion and like compilations be warranted because Galaxian's more about strategy and like taking things slow, and Galaga's more
Yeah,
about fast-paced action.
because of hardware limitations, you can only fire a single shot at a time, like Space Invaders, for instance. But a lot of people say that's why Galaxian is bad, but I actually argue that it adds a sort of layer of strategy to it because you have to be precise with your shots where you fire, uh, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's more about yeah. I used to not like Galaxian either, but it's just once you like figure it out and learn that, it's a bit of a different game. It's not gonna be Galaga, but it's a pretty fun and important game. So
I own the Famicom version of Galaxian, and I'd actually say it's better than the arcade version.
hmm.
But that's my opinion.
I'd say the same for like the Atari version. Personally, 'cause I think the Atari version is a bit faster, which makes it a bit more fun to play, in my opinion. But I need to get that at some point, because I don't have it yet. But yeah, it's a good game. So Namco Kid, you're
You
next.
want to know what else runs on Galaxian hardware? It's not a bootleg. Moon Cresta from Nichibutsu.
Oh,
Yeah, and Moon Cresta ran on a modified Galaxian board.
oh.
But yeah, Moon Cresta is like the only game in that category that doesn't suck. I like Moon Crest.
Never played it, but I probably should at some point.
Well, it got a
Played it on
Switch
a
release,
multi-K. I
so
suck at it.
the Arcade Archives series. So $8.
Well, do you wanna pick a game now? And yes, Ptolemy, Namco Kid already picked Valkyrie. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to.
well, yeah, that's
That's
fine. I never really played it that much anyway, so you can have it all to yourself. So you get the next game.
Awesome. Well, I get the pick now.
Yeah, Toby already picked
Alright.
Galaxian, so you get next pick.
Okay.
Next.
It's getting pretty hard now. Hmm. This is tough.
It's be a bit of a challenge, dude.
Oh yeah. I noticed that SOS is tragically missing.
There you go. I was gonna not include it, and I was gonna originally I was gonna say maybe I'll include it just for a laugh, but like everybody, no one would ever pick it. Like not even I would pick it. So I was like, you know
Wait,
what?
who else is gonna pick like Kaite Takara Sagashi?
I don't know. Someone might. I'd probably pick Navarone, but well,
Maybe I'll pick it. I don't know.
Ma-
There's a lot of really terrible games I like. So
maybe you'll pick that one.
I forgot to remove Bosco.
Who'd pick GB? Well, actually, I guess for like historical reasons, maybe you'd pick GB.
Yeah, but GB's just not a good game. If you, I mean, it's historically important.
I like
absolutely.
GB. I think it's fun.
QDQ is.
It's the best of the three, yeah. But I think GB and Bombi are still fun games.
Uh, I don't know. It's so hard for me to pick. There's a lot. There's just a lot of stuff I really want. I already have. See if I can find a later game.
That's the thing. I don't really know much about the later ones. I mostly know about the early '80s and mid '80s stuff. So kind of like that's what I kind of
I'd be
like.
genuinely interested if someone picked World Stadium on here.
Yeah. Well, it's basically just
Or
like it's basically just
War
like
Tracks or War Tracks.
well, World Stadium is basically just like RBI baseball, pretty much. So maybe I'd pick
Yeah, it's based on it's based on RBI Baseball, which is the North American version of
Family Stadium.
Family Stadium.
Just maybe someone picked that. I like RBI baseball, so maybe I'd pick it. I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Rally X. I think for this one.
All right, get Rally X. Oh, I forgot to remove Bosconian.
Or Rally X, the game that got overshadowed by Pac-Man.
Whoops.
It's probably one of the most unloved maze games. Rally X is. I don't think it's difficult to see why this didn't do that great. Sure, Rally X was had a larger maze and everything, but I think that's what was sort of the problem with it, because I mean this game came out in like 1980 and there really wasn't a whole lot else like it, so I think that just it made people confused. If you had this giant maze and everything. If that makes any sense. I also just don't think it's as well designed compared to like Pac-Man or Dig Dug, for instance. But yeah, I like Rally X.
Yeah,
but I do prefer New Rally X.
yeah, and luckily you
Yeah,
do,
same here.
and luckily you do get both games, so they're
Yeah.
all for yours. So I'm gonna go. I guess it's my turn now. I'll go with a later one probably. I think I'm gonna go with You know what? I'm gonna pick Rolling Thunder.
Good. My dad loves Rolling Thunder. And that's probably his favorite Namco game along with Sky King.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder is fantastic. I think the main reason why it's so great is just the controls. They're so snappy. They're so responsive. They just work perfectly for the game, and it just has a really cool atmosphere. That kind of like kind of like 80s kind of spy feel going for it. It just really the music is really good. I like the
Espionage music. I like how the enemies, when you shoot them, they like dissolve into the ground.
yeah
I
they
still
yeah they like
like
they deflate like balloons kind of.
Yeah, I also like how they look like Ku Klux Klan members
Yeah,
as well.
kind of messed up, but
They,
I do.
yeah,
I love the designs of the maskers. I always thought they were really interesting designs.
yeah.
And yeah,
Um,
it's just a really fun game. And also, NES, the NES port, one of my favorite NES games of all time. So yeah,
yeah. I really like the NES slash Famicom version.
yeah, that's why I
Also, I
actually have physically.
like
So yeah, it's a great,
uh,
great game.
all right. What's the next
Looks
one?
like it's my turn.
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
What's
I
Galaga?
will pick. I will pick Galaga 88.
Oh, I was gonna pick that. Oh,
Oofs.
that is. I really like Galaga 88.
Oh
That's a like Pac-Mania. I think it's a really good update to the original Galaga. But but
yeah. So why did you pick
why do you
Galaga
pick
88?
Galaga 88?
Yeah.
It's probably my. I see my. Probably my favorite out of the Galaga games or Galaxian, whatever
Hmm.
the proper name is. I like the graphics, the music. I think it's a pretty good upgrade, and more levels, more different levels.
Yeah, I agree. I really like. I also really like this game's soundtrack, especially the Galactic Dancing bonus stages.
Oh
Great.
yeah, Galactic Dancing.
It's Galactic Dancing.
Oh, Toby said I'll be right back. All right. Well,
Right.
he'll be back soon.
Okay. So
So it's your turn now.
okay. Well, I'm a bit disappointed I couldn't pick Galaga 88, but
Oh
um.
well.
Ugh. See, now these games are
It's getting a bit tricky now.
um. Maybe I should pick something. A lot of the early '80s stuff I really like is taken.
Yeah.
Let's say Xevious, Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Assault, Pac-Mania, Valkyrie, Volley X. Um. Hmm. Also, I would also be really interested if somebody picked I don't know, Winning Run.
Winning run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I never actually played some of these games, to be honest. I never played a lot of the late '80s
A
ones.
lot of the late '80s stuff I haven't really touched.
Yeah, a lot of it just didn't really seem as interesting to me.
That's probably why I'm picking a lot of like early stuff.
There were some good
Uh,
late '80s ones, but you know.
I'm gonna go with an early '80s game. I'm gonna go with Pole Position 2.
All right, I kind of figured it'd be a pole position game, but that was a good pick.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's picked the original yet. But Pole Position 2 I really like because I think it actually controls better than the first. There's a noticeable difference in how it plays. I also like the new courses and the new in quotes graphics. Uh, music's also updated, and I like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just think it's superior to the original in like every way.
I have a
So yeah, I'm
question.
gonna pick Pole Position 2.
All right, that's a good pick. I like that one too. I have a question though. Does two have a break button? Cause I don't know if it had a break or not.
I think it did.
I know the first one doesn't. There's no break.
I believe so. Because I played a sit-down pole position 2 at Portland last year, and I swear there was a break button, but I never really used it.
All right, because I know that the first one had no break.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think there is a break on pole position 2.
All right. Well, I kind of figured there would be because that's like that could be like an improvement over the first one, a break button. I don't think it's really necessary, but it's nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with pole position 2. I think it's better than the original in like every way.
All right.
So yeah.
Fair enough. My next game I actually already know I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go with Ordine.
Ordine. This game I'm not sure about.
I'm actually I'm a pretty big fan of Ordine actually. I think it's a lot of fun. Maybe not like the best shooter in the world, but it's one of like my favorites personally. I like the music a lot, especially the music in this game is really, really good.
The music's good. I'll give it that. But I mean, I don't know. It's just not as good as stuff like Galaga or Xevious or Dragon Spirit. It's just not good. I don't think.
I don't know. I like it. I think it's a lot of fun, but opinions will vary, of course.
I think just the main problem I have is the difficulty. I think it gets ridiculously difficult at like the third stage.
But then
You
again,
basically have to get this one power up to even like inflict a little bit of damage on the boss.
yeah, but not.
So maybe that's why. Because I used to get really mad at this game because it was just, I don't know, it's just so tough.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I do like it though. Maybe I'll have to revisit at some point and try actually beating it. But I do enjoy the game quite a bit, so I just thought I'd include it on my list. So
so what do we do now? Since we're
Toby's
waiting.
taking a break. So I guess what we'll do for this round is that we can sort of reverse order it.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
Toby's
All right.
back.
Well, it's your pick.
Yeah, it's your
Oh,
turn now.
nice.
Jaden, I picked pole position 2, and Jaden picked Ordine.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I am going to pick Motos.
Motos.
I really like Monos.
Interesting.
Monos is underrated. It's pretty sad.
It's not a
Yeah,
favorite.
Motos.
It's not a favorite of mine, but I do enjoy it every now and then.
Yeah, same here. Motos because for the Namco WSG that's used for sound, it's pretty darn good.
It's got great music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What year did this come out again? 85, I'm assuming.
85, I
Yes.
believe. Yeah.
Let me check.
Uh,
It was also
Sometime
released.
1985.
It was released on the European home computers as well, so you could play it on like the Commodore 64 if you wanted to, which had a pretty decent port of Motos. So
Japanese Wikipedia says it came out in September 1985.
nice. But yeah, I love it for its gameplay and mainly its music.
I played pack Motos a lot, mostly as opposed to regular Motos, but
Oh yeah, on the
on
Namco Museum.
remix / mega mix.
Yeah, that one's okay.
Yeah.
I personally like the Motos arrangement on Namco Museum Volume 2 for the PSP, which only came out in Japan. That one's fun. Apparently, Pack Motos is based on that, which is interesting.
I did not know that
Like, all the
actually.
bosses are like almost identical to the ones in Motos arrangement.
I didn't even know there was a Motos arrangement actually, but that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
Interesting factoids. So you get to go next, Namco kid.
It's becoming so hard because I don't know.
Yeah, you're getting into like the sort of like lesser known ones now.
Yeah, because I picked all the ones I really want, like VVS, Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Valkyrie, all that.
You can just go with like a decent one, I guess, a good one. I don't know. It's gonna be a bit challenging.
You know what? I am gonna go with Pac-Land on this next one.
Ooh, Pac-Land. That is a good pick, actually.
Pac-Land, I think, is a pretty interesting game. The controls are really weird, compare to something like Super Mario Bros. Or really any other platform game. But for one of the earliest side scrollers, like side scrolling platform games, wasn't the first. I believe there was a game called Jump Bug that was also like that. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think Pac-Land still holds up somewhat for being one of the first of its kind. Uh, I love the graphics. Uh, the music, which is from the Pac-Man cartoon by Hanna-Barbera, is really catchy.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
I like how the game looks like the cartoon. It looks very, very cartoony. I like that a lot about it.
yeah, they did a really good job with the graphics. I like this sort of like, yeah, the very cartoony art style. I
Yeah.
think they did a really good job with that. The gameplay is also all right. I mean, it's not amazing or even great, but
It's
I still like it.
an early platformer, but I agree. I think it's a lot of fun as well. It's a
And
good
apparently,
it's a good pick.
the creator of Pac-Man even said this is probably his favorite Pac-Man sequel. I found interesting because apparently he also assisted development with it.
Mm.
Assisted in development, excuse me. Uh, there's also an interview with him, and apparently he claims that Shigeru Miyamoto took inspiration from Pac-Land while making Super Mario Bros. And
Mm.
considering that the two of them are apparently good friends, and that Miyamoto's
Yeah,
already
they
a
are.
big fan of
I've seen
Pac-Man
photos.
and Namco's other games, I think that seems. I think I could see that. I could see that happening.
It makes sense. Yeah. I mean,
But there's no hardcore. There's no like concrete evidence to support it, so I'm just gonna say like, oh, Iwatani said so.
yeah, but I mean, I
Yeah, Pac-Man. I'm gonna
could see that happening.
pick as my next one.
That's a good pick. I'm gonna go next. We might need to actually not do 15, maybe 12 games each because it's going to be kind of a long podcast, unless you guys don't mind. But
I don't really have anything to do, so
all
I
right,
don't care.
we'll just keep going and see how it goes. I'm gonna go with I think a bit of a lesser known one. Uh,
What's that?
it's hard to pick actually. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with QDQ.
All right.
Oh man.
Oh, are you gonna pick that? I was thinking of that too, but I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
But it's okay.
yes. I think QDQ is probably the best of the B games, the breakout slash pinball type games. It has it's sort of like the first example of like Namco's sort of cute characters coming through, like their sort of personality in their games.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's Namco's first character game.
yeah, because it has
I'd
like
say.
the little yellow guys, the walkers, the little pink ghosts, the like smiley faces at the bottom. You know,
In fact, when I was writing the Wikipedia article, I was rewriting the Wikipedia page for this game, which actually has good article status. Apparently,
nice.
when Iwatani was making Pac-Man, apparently he took inspiration from QDQ with its, its colorful and cute characters. Sounds interesting. So QDQ actually helped make Pac-Man in a way.
Yeah,
So
I could see that.
QDQ is apparently the name is also based on a song called Suzy Q, which is a song from the band Creedence Clearwater Revival from 1968, or at least it was a cover of it, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
interesting. Yeah.
in fact, this guy, well, sorry, I can't say. Uh, Shigeru Yokoyama, who I said earlier made Galaga, he was a lead designer on this game. He helped make this.
Interesting. All right,
Very interesting.
but
But yeah, QDQ.
I picked QDQ just because I think it's a fun game. I like just how cute it is. I like sort of like the early '70s colors that they used. Right, not early
Yeah,
'70s,
I
but
like
late
it too. I like
'70s.
its gameplay is also simplistic, which I like.
It's a simple game, but it's a lot of fun. I like some of the new additions, like like I said, the little walkers and the ghosts, and I just think it's a lot of fun. And I like just the overall style of it.
Yeah, I like that Namco tried doing something different with the breakout or block breaker sort of genre. When like other companies were just like making these blatant rip-offs of Breakout, Namco tried something different.
Yeah,
and I think
it's
they did a
nice.
good job.
I think it is a fun game. I think I did a good job with it. Also, Ptolemy, I'm sorry I'm kind of ignoring the chat a little bit, but he's been posting. He suggested that maybe we should do this another time, but with Taito or Capcom games.
Oh, I do Taito, absolutely.
I
Me
would
too.
I would do Taito as well. We could do that at some point.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, do that. All right, we're at round 10. No, we're at round 10 now, I believe.
Yep, round 10.
Ptolemy would
Yeah.
said that he would join too, so maybe next time we could do this with Taito, possibly.
Yeah, I do. I'm calling the shots on field goal.
No, I'm calling the shots on Bubble Bobble.
I'm calling the shots on Ninja Kids.
Wait, that's a Taito? I thought it was UPL.
Is it? I thought
It's the game that made Ninja Jaja Maru-kun.
I thought Ninja Kids was Taito.
I always thought it was UPL.
Wait, Ninja Jajamaru?
Maybe you're
I
thinking
thought
of
that was Jalico.
maybe you're thinking of Ninja. Are you thinking of Ninja
Okay, well, I
Ninja?
don't know. The history of
Oh, wait,
like,
never
Ninja
mind. I'm thinking of
Kids by
Ninja Kun. Never
UPL,
mind.
and
Are you thinking of Ninja Kun?
Jalico made
Yeah, that's
Ninja
what I was
Jaja
thinking. I'm
Maru.
sorry.
Yeah, Ninja Jaja Maru is Jalico. Ninja Kid is
No, not No, Ninja Kids, like the four like
oh,
puppets.
Kid.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was saying.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Ninja Kid.
No, just
Or like,
Ninja
no, that's
Kids.
not Taito, that's UPL.
No, it's the one with the Muppet like ninjas that fight Satan. That game
Oh, okay.
that game is a lot of fun though. I do love that game.
Alright. Yeah, you had me confused there.
Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know. There's a lot of games with really similar stuff.
Yeah, there's Ninja Kun, Ninja Hattori Kun, Ninja Kid, Ninja Kids. All right.
Yeah.
So, Toby, you're picking out for round 10.
You're next.
Alrighty.
What's gonna be?
Alrighty, let's see. I will. Man, there's some good ones that I'd like to have. I'll go with Libble Rabble.
Ooh, it's a good choice.
Little World. That's a game I've never played before, actually.
I mean, I never played it either,
Oh,
but it looks fun.
I have. I actually have played
It's
it.
basically it's Namco's version of Kicks in a nutshell. It's by the same guy that made Pac-Man as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually a really interesting history about this game in that apparently the idea was actually based on Iwatani's experience at a disco parlor where it was all crowd and everything, and he envisioned like using these ropes and like tying people up and throwing them out of the way.
What?
Weird. I mean, this was the early '80s,
That is interesting.
and apparently this was also going to be a tie-in with the potato chip company, and that's why the game was called a potato in earlier versions. Also, Midway was gonna release this in America, but they never did. They didn't think it was good.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, I don't think they're good.
Yeah.
Hot take that, Midway.
That's
with your
right,
Mortal
Midway.
Kombat.
Stupid, dumb. You know what Midway did? They took Mappy over pole position.
But man, they took they almost got Pac-Man apparently, but they thought Pac-Man was a stupid game. They didn't say that. They thought it wasn't good, so they went with they just didn't bother with that.
No,
Then Midway got Pac-Man and Galaxy and Galaga, and those were huge hits for them.
so what you said that
Anyway,
Atari was gonna get Pac-Man?
the what?
Or you
Sorry.
said that Midway was gonna get Pac-Man, but they didn't, and then you said that they got Pac-Man.
Oh, I said Atari almost got Pac-Man.
Oh, I thought you said Midway. Like, no, they did.
Oh, yeah, Midway got Pac-Man.
Atari got
Atari got Dig Dug, Xevious, and Pole Position.
pole position, and they also got like Pac-Mania and Dragon Spirit and
Yeah, in the
Pac-Man.
late '80s they got like Dragon Spirit, Rolling Thunder, Four Tracks, Pac-Land.
They pretty much
Pac-Mania.
they got like everything, and Midway got nothing after like 83 or 84.
Yeah, Namco just stopped working with Midway. I
Probably
guess,
because of like all the Pac-Man games they were making without their permission.
Yeah, well, was it really without their permission? I'll need to.
Hey,
I don't
I'd
know,
say
it's
it was.
weird.
I mean, would Namco really approve Professor Pac-Man? Would you think they approve that game?
Well, Pac-Man was popular around the world, so maybe.
I'm not.
I'm not sure.
I'm not
I'd like
sure
to hear
either.
the history about this. But yeah, I'm sorry for derailing the conversation.
It's
about Little
fine.
Rabble, not Professor Pac-Man.
It's fine. We've been going on for a long time, so it's been derailed quite a bit.
I'm
But
just thinking about getting the Super Famicom version of Little Rabble, which actually doesn't go for that much.
Huh.
But I'm not sure.
Interesting.
I'll
All right. Well, it's your turn now, Namco Kid. You get the next pick.
Yippee! Let's see. Well, I was gonna pick Galaga 88. Someone
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Someone took it. Cause some idiot took it.
Okay, I'm
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. It's very rude.
gonna be honest. Who is gonna pick World Stadium?
Not
I
me.
I would. I would.
I mean, I've never played it. It doesn't look interesting.
I like
don't know.
I like some baseball games. Maybe I don't know. I like RBI baseball.
Yeah, like if you like RBI baseball, you'll probably like World Stadium because it's just an arcade version of that.
Maybe no. You never know. Maybe someone would choose it later on when they get desperate.
Let's see. Is anyone even gonna pick like Bakutatsu Kijute either? That's a pretty terrible game.
Terrible.
For World Court.
I've never heard of it, so I'm gonna stay away.
I just picked
It's the sequel to Baraduke.
for the list. I just picked everything that was 80s. So I don't know if anybody would pick these. So I just put everything on there that I could.
But yeah, Bakutatsu Kijute is a Baraduke sequel, and it's absolutely atrocious.
It's a rip.
Mamma mia.
I guess for this, I'm gonna pick here's one. Metrocross.
Oh, okay, Metrocross. That works.
Metrocross is a really fun game. My dad used to play a lot on his Commodore 64, and this was I first played this on Virtual Arcade, Namco Museum Virtual Arcade, and I really liked this. I like the sense of speed. The graphics are colorful, the music's catchy, memorable, and the gameplay's really fun. If not, it's really difficult. I'm pretty bad at it, but I still like it.
Yeah.
And I'm still sad that the sequel never came out.
Damn. Yeah,
What game was this?
Metrocross.
Oh, that game.
Yeah, Metrocross.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm gonna. Alright. Before this becomes a musical podcast, I'm gonna pick the next game. This is probably not one that people would pick. But I'm just gonna pick it just to get off the list. I'm gonna go with Burning Force.
Burning Force is really fun. I also have it on the Wii Virtual Console, and I was surprised to see how fun it was.
Yeah,
It's basically Namco's Space Harrier, but I think it has quite a bit going for it that I think makes it stick out from the other Space Harrier-like games.
Yeah. I've only ever played it once, but I thought it was a lot of fun when I played it. And I also just like the main character a lot, you know. I like blue hair is a weakness of mine. I just, you know, I like the game. I thought it was a lot of fun when I played it. It was really fast paced and it's really it looked really nice. It was a fun game, I thought. A lot like Afterburner or Space Harrier.
Yeah, in fact, Next Generation even listed as like one of the 100 best video games of all time.
Really, Burning Force? That's interesting.
But again, they listed stuff like uh Tutankhamun from Konami is like one of the best games ever made. I'm like, no.
Nah, that would not belong.
No, that game sucks.
Yeah, it's not
I
very good.
played it and I couldn't bear it.
I don't even
So
understand. I don't even know how it works. Honestly, it's not really care for it.
it's a terrible game. Anyway, this isn't Konami. This is Namco.
Namco.
Get your Konami stuff out of here.
Namco at least
Let's
still
pick the next one.
Namco at least still exists. I mean, Konami does too, but you know, Konami stinky now. All right, Toby.
Konami is as terrible as they were.
Toby, your turn. We're on round 11. We're about done. We're getting close.
How many rounds are we going for? 12?
15, I think. If it gets too long, then we'll do 12. But I think we might go all 15.
Okay.
We could also try
I think
picking
I'm
like
fine.
multiple games at once.
Yeah,
Make
we could
it go
just
by faster.
to go a bit faster, but we'll just keep going with round by round for now, until
Okay.
we run out of time, I guess, or whatever.
All right.
So
Well,
Toby,
I will.
it's your turn.
Yeah, I will pick. I will pick Hopping Mappy
Hopping Mappy. All right.
because I already love Mappy. I want to see Mappy hop.
All right. All right. Fair enough.
I love the English flyer for Hopping Mappy. It's like Mappy is back, riding on the hopping. I love
What?
that.
Should we maybe
Riding on the hopping.
riding on the hopping? Can I
That
find?
sounds like a bootleg game
Can
from
you?
China.
I want to find this.
Bad English.
I want to find this flyer.
Apparently, apparently in Japan, hopping sort of means pogo stick. So this game actually is like pogo mappy. So I guess the flyer wasn't translated properly. And it's supposed to say Mappy is back riding on the pogo stick.
I found it.
It's now riding on the hopping.
I found. It's the flyer of a generation, isn't it?
It's one of the best flyers I've seen for any game. Oh, Mappy has come back, riding on the hopping.
All right, I'm gonna link that probably in the links after the podcast is done. That is a
Yeah, people need to see this.
that is wonderful. I love
That
that.
is like amazing.
All right,
On the hopping.
on the hopping.
English. Or mistranslation. So,
So I guess it's your turn now, right?
yeah. For this, I'm gonna go with, a lot of the games I like are pretty much gone.
Yeah.
So,
Unfortunately, it's kind of that's the challenge of this is I gotta pick wisely.
okay, I guess because I'm a sucker for racing games, I'm gonna go with Final Lap.
Okay, it's a fair pick.
Yeah, Final Lap. It's basically Pole Position 3 in a way, or at least it's a good successor to Pole Position. Graphics are good for the time. Apparently it's the first arcade game to allow for like cabinets to be linked together. It's also probably the first racing game to have like a rubber banding technique, which is be used in like Mario Kart stuff. But yeah, I really like this game. I wish it got ported to like I don't know some Namco Museum collection. Yeah, it's a pretty important racing game, I'd say.
Yeah. Well,
Final Lap will be mine.
all right. Well, I'll go for racing game for mine as well. I'll go for pole position just because it's on there. It's a classic. Might as well go with it. I want to get two, But you know what? I like one for its simplicity. I like one just because it's so basic. It's just you have one track to master, and you just gotta go in and go through it. So, and also pole position one's been ported more often than two. So yeah, I'll go with just pole position for my pick.
All right. So
So back to Toby.
yeah.
Yee.
Alright, I'm back.
All right, that's fine. After this, we might just go fast after this last round, but we can do like our last 3 games afterwards, just in a row. Just pick 3. So we'll just do one more round where we pick 1 game each, and then we'll do 3 for the last round.
All right.
So I'm assuming it's my turn.
It's your turn, yeah. So you just
Alright.
pick 1 game.
Alright, jeez. Oh man. Oh man.
It's pretty tough.
It is pretty tough. I will go with. Hmm, I will go with Yokai Dochuki.
All right.
Interesting. All right.
Interesting choice. Why'd you pick that?
I like weird games.
That's true. It's
That's
a pretty weird game.
all right. Fair enough. Point.
Yeah. I think that game's alright. Personally,
The game's
it's way
very
too.
Japanese.
It's a going Japanese. So
Alright.
is that all, or I guess yeah.
Back to me, I guess.
Namco Kid's turn.
Okay. For this one, I'm gonna pick. Let's see. Fozon.
I kind of want to get Fozon. Oh well.
Fozon
It's
is
this
a pretty
science
interesting.
game.
Fozon's a pretty interesting arcade game. Uh, I think it's pretty creative how it uses like molecules and other sciencey things. I think it's. I also like how it's got a large sense of originality. Graphics are colorful. Uh, its difficulty is not too easy, but not too hard. It's sort of in the middle. Uh, I really like this. I played this on first place on Namco Museum Volume 3.
Yeah,
What was
that's where I
the game?
played it. I like to mention that Fozon is a really fun game, but I also like to mention that there is a if I can find it, there's an interesting there's a video I found a while back that was like it is this one, yeah. It was like a video game like sort of like rock tribute, metal tribute to video game music, and it had Fozon as one of the games on there.
That's
It was
interesting.
very interesting. It was a very good cover too, actually. So I'll link that in the description as well. So for people to see, it's a very good metal tribute to the history of video games. Is what it's called. So
All right.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, all right. So for my next game, I'm gonna go with I think you know what? For the hell of it, I'll go with Wonder Momo.
I knew you'd pick it.
Not
I
so
was
much
hoping you'd pick it sooner.
not so much for the game itself. The game itself was kind of sucky, but I just Wonder Momo was
Yeah,
like
the
my
game's crap.
I wouldn't call it that, but like it's not that great. But I will say that Wonder Momo is like my favorite game character ever. Probably, I do like Momo as a character, so I'd probably just pick it just for that. So that's really all. And also the music's pretty fine, and it's a cute.
The game caused quite a stir when it was released.
It's a cute game. So
There's a lot of panty shots.
yeah, that makes it even better, I guess. Well, to some people maybe.
Okay then. So
That's just yeah. It's not a very
yeah.
fun game, but
Whoa.
it's a cute game. I'll say that. I'll go with Wonder Momo. I like the best part is the MGM logo parody at the beginning.
Yeah, that's a cute.
It's a funny
That's
moment.
one of the few. That's one of the few things I actually like about the game is that
One
was fun.
Wonder Momo funny moments. All right. So now we're gonna go rapid fire. Each person gets to pick 3 games for the last round. 3 that you really want to take.
Okay.
So you get to pick 3. The funny Momo photody.
No.
No, I didn't say that. That was Ptolemy. Blame him.
Okay, I'll give him I'll ban him.
No, don't do that.
Well, I can't ban him. I can't.
Don't do that.
Uh, whose turn is it actually?
Toby's actually.
Yeah, I have one. I'm trying to think of the other 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the good ones are taken.
Yeah,
Like,
unfortunately.
the guys I don't really seem to like that much.
There's kind of like some kind of crappy games left over, but oh well. It's how it is. It's just gonna be kind of a lot of silence.
Okay, I have my 3 now.
You have your 3? Alright.
Yep.
Let's hear them.
Alright, my 3 are Tower of Draga, Grubda, and Baradug. I always called it Baradug.
Those are literally the 3 I was gonna pick.
Oh,
I was a bit
whoops.
surprised no one picked Draga yet, but at the same time, the game's not.
I kind of avoided
No.
picking it just because it's not really that fun of a game. It's important, but not really that great.
It's time has not been nice to that game
No, it hasn't.
at all. It's really.
I mean, there's Return of Ishtar.
Yeah, I haven't actually played that one.
Yeah,
so
me neither. I never played Ishtar.
But I heard it's a much better game.
Right, but why did you pick? Why did you pick your 3, Toby?
Tower of Draga because I personally like it. Yeah, because I like maze games. Sure, it starts off slow, but
Once you get the jet boots, I think it's.
It's much more playable after level 2 once you get the speed boots.
yeah. Grabda I pick because I also find that to be fun. I discovered
Yeah, Grogu,
it
I
in
really like Grogu. That's
Yeah, Grobda, whatever. It's pretty. It's a fun game every now and then for me.
and
yeah.
and Baraduk because it's like the first Metroid.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's
It's
a lot like Metroid.
Samus before Samus, kind of. Well, pretty much actually.
And plus, you get a little cute little friend that says, "I'm your friend."
I'm your
I'm your
friend.
friend.
Yeah. All right, good picks. Namco Kid, your turn. You get your final 3.
All right, make these count.
Choose wisely.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pick Dangerous Seed.
Okay.
Which is a bit. I know it's a bit weird, but.
All right. Well, we got off the list at least. That's something.
Dangerous Seed. Uh. Metal Hawk.
All right.
And my last one.
Your final game.
You know, I'm gonna pick Finest Hour.
Finest Hour. All right. That's a racing game, right?
It's actually a side-scrolling shooter.
Oh, I thought it was a racer.
Are you confusing it with Four Tracks?
Maybe. So are all these games?
Four Tracks is a racer.
All right. So are all 3 of these are like shooter games then?
Yeah, they're all. I like shooters. Dangerous Seed I like because of the. I like the graphics in that. I like the designs for the enemies and the bosses. I think the gameplay's a bit lacking, but actually it is really lacking, but it's alright. Metal Hawk is really fun. That's a really fun game.
Yeah, this one.
Awesome, impressive graphics,
I gotta
great
put.
music, fun as hell gameplay, awesome presentation.
Surprised you didn't pick it earlier, actually. But
Yeah, I guess I
just
don't know.
just kind of forgot
I
about it.
don't know why I didn't pick it earlier.
That's one I gotta check
And
out at some point.
Power is sort of a guilty pleasure of mine.
Guilty pleasure.
A lot of people really don't like this game, and I can see why. Uh, it's fine. I like it enough. Uh, I can see why it never got really popular. It's a bit bland. It's the difficulty in this is actually like it's impressive of how hard this is. This is like one of the hardest games I've ever played. It is so difficult. It's ridiculous. I don't think I can actually properly explain just how I feel about the difficulty. It's also like Ghosts and Goblins, where you have to play the game twice to like truly beat it.
Oh joy.
But
So
I
yeah.
like the music. I like the graphics. Gameplay's okay. I'll take it.
All right. So that's your final game, finest hour. And also,
Yeah.
Ptolemy is gonna get banned for saying bonus rat in the chat. Had to bring back bonus rat, huh? All right. Well then. All right. So I'm gonna pick my final three. I'm gonna go with just I don't know, just some I'm gonna go with probably some earlier ones. So my final three I'm gonna pick are gonna be uh Navarone, uh Tank Battalion, and Quester.
I'm really interested to hear why you picked those.
All
I
right.
was surprised you picked Navarone, actually.
Yeah. Navarone, Navarone's a game that no one really ever talks about or cares about. So I'm like, I kind of expected to get it just because, you know what? I like Navarone. I think it's a fun game. It's not really like a great game or anything, but I think it's fun. I enjoy the idea of like there being an island they can sort of maneuver around and shoot from different places. I like the little bonus spot in the middle you can shoot. I like just the gameplay. I think it just has some strong gameplay. It's kind of slow, but I enjoy it. I think it's a fun game for how early it is. It's
And you also picked Tank Battalion.
Tank Battalion because it's another really early game. I think the speed of it hurts it a little bit, but I think the gameplay is solid enough. I like the tank gameplay. Obviously, you're not gonna have Battle City because it's an NES game. No Tank Force either, so I decided to go with Tank Battalion.
Alright.
And I
And Quester.
I chose Quester because I think Quester's a fun Arkanoid clone, and no one else picked it, so I thought might as well take Quester.
I'm kind of thinking I should have picked Quester over Finest Hour.
Oh.
I do like Quester.
It's a fun one, but oh
I
well.
like it. It's not nearly as good as Arkanoid though, so maybe that's fine.
I don't know. I just decided to go with Quester. So, the games that were left behind, these are all the ones that we didn't pick. So,
Yeah.
let's go over them. So we have GB, Bombi, Kaite Takara Sagashi, Pac-Man Plus, Warp and Warp, Pack and Pal, Dragon Buster, Genpai Tomaden, The Return of Ishtar, Thunderceptor / Thunderceptor 2, Blazer, Bakutotsu Kijutai.
Bakutotsu Kijute.
Kijute.
No, it's hard to say.
Yeah. Bravo Man, Face Off, Marchen Maze, Mirai Ninja, World Court, Blast Off, Dirt Fox, 4 Tracks, Filios, World Stadium, Rompers, and Winning Run. Would you like? Are any of these games ones that you'd like? They would have picked, you just didn't get to. Like, would you ever like?
Yeah, I probably would have picked Dirt Fox or Dragon Buster.
Yeah, I was gonna go for Dragon Buster too. I was also thinking about Pack and Pal as well as Bravo Man.
Well, I know I would never pick Pack and Pal. You already know my feelings on that game. I would maybe go for Pac-Man Plus. Well, actually, maybe not. I don't know. It's not really that.
It's interesting for. It's interesting.
It's
I'll
it's
just say it's interesting.
it's interesting. I kind of want to pick Blazer because I like Blazer. I like how it's like both a tank game and a shooter. I guess it's like a plane game.
A lot of these I either just don't like or have never played. Like for example, I've never played Helios or Four Tracks. Never played Face Off, although I've considered downloading the Wii Virtual Console version. Bakutatsu Kajute is awful. I don't like Genpai Toden. Pack and Pal bleh.
Yeah, I'm
Kai
not.
Tai Sagashi I've never touched. GB. Yeah.
I would have picked Warp and Warp because
No.
On Famicom as well.
I like some of
I
these
much prefer
games.
Warpman.
I think that the Kaite Takara Sagashi game, I think that one sucks. I think it's stupid. I like
Oh, and we're missing SOS.
we mentioned before. We went over this. We cannot include the Forbidden Game. Yeah. There are some that I probably would have picked. I would have maybe picked Blazer because I like Blazer's gameplay, but I never actually played it that much. So I decided to skip out on Blazer. Thunder Scepter, the first game I think is dreadfully slow. Yeah, some of the games like World Court, I think I tried once. It was like an okay tennis game, not really that exciting. So yeah, these are like kind of like either just these games are either just not very exciting or just not that good, or I just never played them before.
I
So
really should try playing a lot of these games. The ones I've played on this list are Rompers, Dirt Fox, Blast Off, Marching Maze, Bravo Man, Bakutatsu Kijute, which I regret.
yeah,
Genpai Tonen, Dragon Buster, Pac and Pal, Pac-Man Plus, and Bombi.
yeah.
I've never played.
I maybe would have
played
went for Bombi or Warp and Warp, but I'm not really a big fan of either, so I don't know.
But yeah, I would have picked Dirt Fox and what was it? Dragon Buster.
Dragon Buster.
Maybe Thunder Scepter. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So you'd also get Thunder Scepter 2 as well, so.
Yeah, with 3D. Good luck getting that sword in Maine though.
Yeah. So the final lists go as follow. I think I got these right anyways. So Toby, your final list consists of Mappy, Sky Kid, Miss Pac-Man, Gapless, Dragon Spirit, Bosconian, Galaxian, Galga88, Motos, Libble Rabble, Hopping Mappy, Yokai Dochuki, Tower of Draga, Grubda, and Baraduke. Are you good with your list? Is that
yes.
you wouldn't change anything about it, or maybe you'd change one thing, maybe, or
Nope.
you're satisfied?
Actually, no. I'm gonna take out Yokai and replace it with Pack and Pal.
Oh.
Okay, with Pack and Pal. All right then. Sure, be like that. Namco Kid,
Yes.
your final list is Xevious/Super Xevious, Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Assault or Assault Plus, Pac-Mania, Valkyrie no Densetsu, Rally X and New Rally X, Pole Position 2, Pac-Land, Metro Cross, Final Lap, Fozon, Dangerous Seed, Metal Hawk, and Finest Hour. Are you good with your list? Would you change something? Would you change anything with your list? I think you might. You said you would change Finest Hour, maybe.
I'm actually gonna, as much as I like Finest Hour, I'm gonna actually replace it with Dragon Buster instead.
All right. So should I guess I'll just go ahead and change these lists, I suppose.
Yeah, that's my pick. Xevious, Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Assault, Pac-Mania, Valkyrie, X, PP2, Pac-Land, Metro Cross, Final Lap, Boson, Danger Seed, Metal Hawk, and Dragon Buster.
And Dragon Buster. All right. Well, I can go ahead and change those briefly. Where's Dragon? There's Dragon Buster. All right. So my list is gonna be. This is my list that I put together. So obviously I had to go with Toy Pop, and then Galaga, Dig Dug 2, King and Balloon, Super Pac-Man, Splatterhouse, Rolling Thunder, Ordyne, QDQ, Burning Force, Pole Position, Wonder Momo, Navrone, Tank Battalion, and Quester/Quester Special Edition. So
Alright.
what?
We got a lot of these games, I think. There's a...
I think I got a lot of good ones. Ones I'd maybe change though would probably be like maybe I might swap out like I think the first I think the
We had
first 10 games I'd keep on my list. First 11 or I guess I gotta have Wonder
We have
Momo.
70 games on this list, and we have 22 left.
20, 22. Well, shouldn't it be? I think it should be 25. Well, I guess no, because we technically now we removed a couple, I believe.
I'm actually a bit surprised that no one's picked Bravo Man. I thought that was kind of a big one. But,
I was gonna consider Bravo.
Well, each person had 15, so that means in total it'd be 45. That means there have to be 25 left, so... Huh.
Oh, we had like I kind of like 22. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm counting 22 as well.
Yeah, 22.
It must be a mistake, maybe. I don't know. Well, I know we took out... I just went ahead and removed, I swapped out, what was it? No. What did he have that he... I swapped out whatever Toby picked before for Pack and Pal. And I swapped out Finest Hour for Dragon Buster. So what else was missing? I'm not sure, actually. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe I removed something?
I don't know. Possibly. Could have been a mistake. Let me undo this, actually. Let me just go back and see what I maybe missed. Oh, I can't even go back and... Well, that's lame. Alright, well, that's all. I guess I would maybe switch out Tank Battalion for, like, maybe Pac-Man Plus or Warp and Warp. I don't know, maybe. But, my list is good. I got all the ones I really wanted, besides a couple that I didn't get. Like, I wanted to get Dig Dug, and I wanted to get, like Dragon Spirit. But that's fine. Or Bosconian. This one everyone I think wanted to get. But my list, I think I'm pretty happy with.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what we may have missed. Besides the one game.
If we do another Namco list, we should absolutely do 1990 stuff, because there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll do 90s stuff, maybe, but I need to actually play a lot of those first. I haven't played a lot of 90s stuff, actually.
Yeah, me neither.
So I thought
Maybe like the late 90s stuff, like Mr. Driller.
I have played Mr. Driller quite a bit. That is a fun game. But I need to, go back to some of those and, really play them.
Early 90s stuff, too, I played, like Dragon Saber and, we also might be able to do console stuff, too.
Maybe. Well, I know that...
Because there's stuff like Battle City and Pac-Man sequels and whatnot.
Possibly. Ptolemy suggested we might do Taito at some point. So that could be a fun one to try out.
Yeah, we should definitely do Taito things next.
Yeah. So, also, apparently I counted, the original document had only 69 games, not 70. So I must have,
Nice.
So I guess I must have, I don't know, something must have got taken out. Well, actually, you know what? I guess the final question... I guess I'll have one last question. Would anybody actually take SOS?
No.
No.
That game is so terrible.
Maybe I was thinking maybe I would just for a laugh, but I probably wouldn't. It's just so bad. It's it gives me a headache whenever I play it. So just no, I'm fine without it.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Actually, anything else you want to maybe talk about briefly, like any other gaming related things, maybe like
we were doing 90s Namco list. I'm gonna call the shots on Nebulous Ray because that's a
Nebulous Ray. Ooh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I would if we're gonna do 90s, I would call shots on probably Tinkle Pit.
Tinkle Pit. Alright. I've never played that actually.
I have. It's a lot of fun actually.
Hmm.
It's a pretty good game, especially when you have. Well, it's
Yeah,
probably better with 2 players, especially.
Yeah, it was made for like Namco's 40th anniversary, according to the Japanese Wikipedia.
Yeah. So, would you say this went well? At least.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was a different type of podcast. I've never really done like a draft before, but
Yeah, I've never really done anything like this actually.
I think it went well though. I mean, you guys all had fun, right? You all enjoyed this, or
Yep, I had fun.
Yeah, I just like talking about all the games I picked. I just got to talk about.
yeah, I
I
like.
mean, there's a lot of games I just never really get to talk about, like Metal Hawk or all that.
Yeah, it's fun
I
to
like that.
talk about games. I think doing something like this would help point to more obscure games that haven't really been talked about that much. So I'd say sometime we'll have to do another one of these. Maybe not for the next episode. It might be like a more like just generic podcast, but maybe like probably for like a future episode we could do like Taito or 90s stuff
I can
probably.
put together a Taito list actually.
Yeah, you can. Someone can do that. So
We'll need to figure out what years it will be. Like it's gonna be 70s or 80s stuff because Taito has a really long list of stuff in the 70s. A lot of it's just like crap. So should we like cherry pick some of them?
probably.
Okay.
If it's not worth talking
Space
about,
Invaders has to be on there.
yeah.
For
If
example.
it's not worth talking about, then just don't put it on the list.
Okay, I'll put on like the more notable stuff, I suppose.
Yeah. So
Like Space Invaders and Space Invaders Part 2 and yeah, I'll put Field Goal on it. Might as well.
all right.
It's a classic.
Sounds good. So I think that's all we have for now. I kind of have a bit of a headache right now, but it was fun. I thought it was an interesting podcast.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Change of pace.
Yeah, I think next time we'll do a more generic one, just with me talking about stuff. But this is a fun one, I think. And
Yeah, I like being a guest on here.
yeah, it was nice having both you and Toby, having 3 people here.
We should have more people next time.
Yeah, but Ptolemy said he might join for Taito, so
I'm sure he would.
yeah, we could.
He owns a whole server dedicated to it. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah, we could get him on next time. So I guess
next time we should do the best Tetris games.
Tetris.
Yeah, the best Tetris games.
That could be interesting, actually. Talk about just Tetris. See
Yeah,
which ones are
I
best.
like Tetris. It's probably my favorite puzzle game.
Yeah, I will say though, when it comes to like best Tetris, when it comes to like best Tetris music, the Commodore version wins out. If you have never listened,
I'm familiar with the Game Boy family.
well, if you haven't heard it before, Tetris for the Commodore 64 has like an insanely long background music. It's 26 minutes long.
Oh my god! Imagine trying to extend that.
But it's actually really really good.
Hmm.
Like it's a great song if you listen to all of it. It's really like atmospheric and kind of like ominous sounding, which you wouldn't expect for Tetris, but I think it's a fantastic song, and I'll link it in the description as well.
Okay.
So check it out if you can.
One of the best Tetris games ever made is Tetris Battle Gaiden on Super Famicom. That is
Wally Beeban's Tetris. I like that.
Yeah, that's like probably the best Tetris theme ever.
It has sampled guitars.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you said Tetris Battle Gaiden is one of the best ones. That's one I've actually never played before.
It is insane. It's really good.
I will. Maybe
It-
we'll.
it's by the same company that made Tetris on the Game Boy, which is bulletproof software.
Huh. All right. Well, what's a?
It's like multiplayer, like a versus Tetris. It's really good.
That sounds kind of awesome,
Highly
actually.
recommend.
Well, maybe we'll do a Tetris themed episode at some point. Maybe we might. So
Yeah.
yeah, all good.
Tetris. I think we should Taito stuff first.
Yeah, we'll do.
Maybe Tetris.
We'll do
I like
Taito and
Tetris.
then we'll do Taito and then maybe Tetris or Namco 90s edition. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I'll need to play a lot more '90s games before we do this.
Yeah, I'll have to like play up some games before we actually do it. But
I played a lot of the early '90s stuff, like Starblade and Ridge Racer. We'll need to take a look at some of the mid to late stuff.
yeah, we'll have to research those more. But yeah, I thought it was fun. And I guess we should probably just end it right now because we've been going on for like I think 2 hours, almost or over 2 hours.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready to call it quits here.
Yeah, I'd say so. It was a fun one though. I enjoyed it. So
Yeah, I like doing this.
yeah,
Do it again.
so I guess we can leave this chat open so that whenever we want to do another one of these, we can just leave this here and come back to this DM chat.
All right, that's fine.
All right. So until next time, see you later. I'll probably do a regular podcast next, and then we can do another draft or something, or just another. We'll have guests come back for future episodes. So, Toby,
Yeah.
anything you want to say before we leave?
No, I'm good. I was about to say goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's fun.
I'll remember you all in therapy, guys. We'll see you later.
If I can make one last comment, Mappy has come back riding on the hopping.
All right, that's our ending quote.
Good night.
Good night.